Welcome to another episode of Two Bears, One Movie. We're talking about the experimental horror called Skinamarink. Skinamarink is an experimental horror directed by Kyle Edwards. I think he's Canadian. Now, this is... Oh, wow. I don't want to shit in the movie, and I also want to praise it at the same time. It's a very creative movie, like really creative, and you're either going to absolutely love it or absolutely fucking hate it. There's no in between. Well, in my opinion, what I liked about it, there's a couple of creepy bits in it. There is some really disturbing moments. Kind of, you don't really see anything, but it's kind of played to be disturbing and get your imagination flowing. So it's about two children who wake up in the middle of the night and their father's gone missing, but the doors and windows are all gone and they cannot leave the house. In the darkness, they hear a voice telling them what to do. Lots of scary things happen. And they're frightened and alone, etc. Seems like a pretty basic setup, but it's not. Because the creative experimental part is you will be looking at a ceiling or a wall or a corner that has shadows and blacked out for a majority of the film. It's kind of like Blair Witch Project, but just staring at a corner, and you actually don't see the characters. You do get glimpses of them. There's a couple of creepy moments where the mother's lying on the bed, and and one of the kids are in the room, and it's very, very creepy, that part. But most of it is honestly just looking at a corner of a wall. When you're in bed at night and you see the shadow blacked out the side of the door or whatever it may be, and it's just black, you'll see stuff like that and maybe hear a voice coming from it. The gimmick dries out very, very quickly, in my opinion. Very, very quickly. And it's not a short movie. I think it's an hour and a half of basic this. There's lots of flickering from the TV. You hear the kids walking around and talking to each other. You hear this demon or whatever talking to them, asking them to do things. There's a couple of kind of unsettling moments, I should say, when the demon is talking to the kids, one involving a knife. I won't get into any more of it. What does it really mean? Maybe that fear as a child's waking up and your parents is gone. That fear of looking into the darkness, even sometimes as you're an adult and you're lying in bed and you think, oh, what the hell is that? Maybe you see the shadow of a coat or something. And it tries to play on that really psychological aspect of horror, where we just get in our own heads. And I do like that theme to it, that kind of style, not even not the style, that kind of, that real element of fear that he's trying to bring into it. But it just lost me. And two things that really happened was I got a migraine from all the flickering, and I got bored. It's so boring at times because you're just looking at corners of walls and ceilings and doors and the television. Some people are into visual storytelling. Some people are into, obviously, storytelling with dialogue. I love a mix of both. This is just storytelling looking at it. Now, there is a story to it to a degree. Maybe not a story, a plot. I don't know. The plot maybe is the kids want to get out, find their parents. What's the story? I didn't even bother to even care because I was so bored during some parts. And I really, really wanted to like this because as an artist, you want to be creative, you want to be different. That's why I probably didn't absolutely slaughter this film, but because it is creative. It's very creative and it's ballsy to try something like this. And I'm sure some people thought it worked. And maybe to a lot of people it did, and to me it didn't. I just felt bored. I got a migraine. The gimmick wore on me halfway through. I thought something was going to happen when it didn't. Sometimes you're like, it's not really, there's no jump scares. It's a really unsettling kind of eerie chillness to it. That's what it's trying to go with. Like in real life, we're not all like, jump scares out everywhere. Like we're lying in our bed, we're sitting at home alone, wherever it may be. We get into our own heads, we hear a bang, a creak in the floor, wherever it may be, and we go, what the fuck? That's where it really tries to play on as children. It would make a great short film. A great short film. It would make a great VR short film. Honestly, it would make an absolutely fantastic VR short film. I can only imagine putting the Oculus on or whatever you use to do VR and just watching this in a short movie, because you could not watch it for an hour and a half on Oculus. I couldn't anyway. But yes, I'm not going to rain on it too much, but I was bored, disappointed, but somewhat impressed with the creativity and the risk. So please tell me what you think. Put in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Two Beers, One Movie.